Hey everyone, how's it going? Matthew Kadish here, author of the Earthman Jack Space Saga, available over on Amazon.com. And in today's video, we're going to be talking about the sale of Tumblr by Verizon to WordPress. Now, Tumblr was acquired by Yahoo for $1.1 billion. How much did it sell for? Well, the answer might surprise you. Check out all the info in today's video. All right, so we're going to move on into this next story really quick, and that is that. Do any of you guys know what Tumblr is?
Never used it.
Never used it.
Yeah.
So Tumblr was a social media blogging platform that it was kind of geared more towards around like visual stuff, like videos and pictures, than your typical blogging software, and so it kind of blew up in the early 2000s, especially among people who like the fashion industry and artists, comic book artists and stuff like that, where they would upload a bunch of pictures and videos and people would follow them. And it really focused on micro niches, which are like very tight-knit communities that are specific to certain things. Like you could go on Tumblr and you could find blogs just about like certain types of shoes or like Batman drawings or something like that. And it became such a phenomenon that Yahoo eventually bought it out to add it to its kind of stable of services, much like how Google bought out like Flickr and YouTube and stuff like that. Yahoo bought this out for $1.2 billion. That's with a B, 1.2 billion. And recently, Verizon had acquired Yahoo. And when that happened, there were some new rules that kind of came down the pipeline. Now, after Yahoo bought out Tumblr, one of the things that kind of took over the platform was pornography. So like we just talked about adult actresses, but with Tumblr, the thing that really built this platform up was all these kind of very niche pornography users who would use the platform to blog about their kinks and stuff like that. And when Verizon took over, they basically dropped the hammer on pornography on the platform. And overnight, once they banned all of the pornography on the platform, it tanked. Like people just stopped using it. And recently, Verizon sold off Tumblr to WordPress for, guess how much? Jay?
WordPress,
yeah,
100 million.
Steve, how much do you think it sold for?
200 million.
Matt?
I'm going to play the Price is Right and say $1, Bob.
$3 million.
Wow.
Yes.
Yahoo bought it for $1.2 billion, and Verizon sold it for $3 million. And if we go over to the article here, this is at the Washington Post. It says Tumblr once sold for $1.1 billion. The owner of WordPress just bought the site for a fraction of that. Tumblr, the one-time darling of social media, sold for a whopping $1.1 billion in 2013. On Monday, and perhaps the latest mark of its decline, the site was reportedly bought for just $3 million. Twitter didn't miss a beat in pointing this out, that Tumblr's reported sale price was less than that of this bluefin tuna. BuzzFeed propped up a list of 7 condos you can buy in New York for the same price as Tumblr. So how did this happen? How did Tumblr, once a booming online startup, get swallowed up by owner of WordPress, another blogging giant, and Tumblr's former rival? Let's start with Tumblr's early days. The site launched in 2007 under David Karp, who dropped out of high school at age 15 and got Tumblr up and running when he was 20. In a 2011 interview, Karp said that he had wanted to set up a blog that didn't think the traditional long-form formats like WordPress were the right fit. I had all these cool videos, links, and projects that I wanted to put out there, and I had a really hard time doing it, Karp told .NET Magazine in 2011. I wanted to do something different. I was determined not to compete with WordPress. The site picked up steam as popular bloggers and whole universities moved content over to Tumblr. Musicians, photographers, and writers followed suit. At the start of 2010, Tumblr was landing 100 million impressions every month, according to Karp's 2011 interview. By the end of the year, it had reached 3 billion. The platform also caught on in the fashion world, and Tumblr eventually hired a fashion director, and began sending bloggers to high-profile events like the New York Fashion Week. The popularity paid off. In 2013, Yahoo bought Tumblr for $1.1 billion. But Yahoo ultimately wrote off much of Tumblr's value. Verizon took over Tumblr in 2017 when it acquired Yahoo. Then this week, Automatic, which owns WordPress, took over Tumblr for an undisclosed amount and brought on about 200 staffers. Automatic said it would not disclose terms of the deal any further. Automatic chief executive Matt Mullenweg told the Wall Street Journal that he has long been a Tumblr user and sees the site as complementary to WordPress. It's just fun, Mullenweg said of Tumblr. We're not going to change any of that. Tumblr struggled to keep pace with other social media giants such as Twitter, Facebook, and Reddit, but a 2018 policy change alienated many of its users and longtime supporters. Last December, Tumblr announced a nudity ban that included photos, videos, and GIFs of genitalia and female nipples, as well as any visual depictions of sex acts. At the time, chief executive Jeff D'Onofrio wrote that there are no shortages of sites on the internet that feature adult content. We will leave it to them and focus our efforts on creating the most welcoming environment possible for the community. Until the ban, sex-focused subcultures and pornography had been tacitly allowed on the site. One BuzzFeed reporter estimated that there were hundreds of thousands of blogs that would be shut down, plus millions of individual posts containing adult content. As the Washington Post's Abby Olheiser wrote last year, Tumblr had long been considered a safe space for exploring identity, but some creators said Tumblr's ban eliminated a place where LGBT communities and other people with marginalized gender and sexual identities found support. Last year's ban added to Tumblr's decline. Monday's sale was the latest kick. After Axios editor Dan Primiak reported that Tumblr sold for less than $3 million, one Twitter user quipped, "Tumblr's porn blogs could have literally had a GoFundMe to buy the entire platform. I'm extremely upset that no one told us Tumblr was for sale for an amount we could have kickstarted," said another. Granted, not everyone was sold, said another. The most interesting thing about the Tumblr acquisition is that everyone on Twitter apparently has more than $3 million lying around. So, Jay, what do you think of this this news?
It's pretty sad. That's like the guy he sold way back when like MySpace was a thing.
Oh yeah,
he sold that for like 700. Tom, he sold that for like 700 million, and then after he sold it, it just. I don't know if anybody. I don't. Is it still like I don't even know if it's up and running. To be honest with you, but that is the biggest loss I think I've ever heard.
Well,
what a horrible investment.
Yeah. Now, Matt, I know you gotta get going soon, so why don't we hear your thoughts on this?
Bad business, man. I mean, I don't really know what to say about the whole thing. I don't use Tumblr, never did, and it's really bad. It's sad. So.
Now, Stephen, you are an artist,
yes,
and quite a good one, if I do say so
you.
myself. So you probably know more about Tumblr than the rest of us do, right?
Yeah. I used to use Tumblr, but I got off a while ago. It got weird.
It's funny. Like when I used to do comic conventions to sell my books, I would meet a lot of artists whose work I'd seen on Tumblr. I'd be like, "Oh, you're that guy who drew this," and they're like, "How did you know about that?" And I'm like, "I saw your Tumblr. You're Tumblr famous." You know? What do you think of this huge decline in Tumblr's value?
Well, I think that's what it became known for. That's the issue. It's
Porn?
like, because that's what everybody. I mean, that was just like, SJ. That became like SJW Central. That was the hangout spot. Is Tumblr. So, I used to post my artwork there, and I wouldn't get any traction. It's just like, what is going on? And then I found out, well, the only art that gets traction on Tumblr is like cartoon pornography and all this. I'm
like furry porn and
just all the weird stuff, if I can say that. That's where it all ends up on Tumblr. So
Stephen, Jay, another big thing on Tumblr were like shipping blogs where you see like the Raylo crowd would be putting art.
And this is why I probably never went on there.
Well, like you'd see like a lot of like stuff with like Rey and Kylo Ren like having sex and stuff like that on some of these blogs. It was really strange, but there were like all these micro communities on there that focused on different kinks and different types of fetishes, and a lot of it was user based stuff. So like it was individual users, it wasn't companies or anything like that. So it was very personal. And like the article said, it was actually a safe place for people to explore their identity and kind of, get involved in different communities in a way that wasn't threatening. And it was very interesting. But here's the thing though. So the decline of Tumblr started when they banned all nudity and pornography and stuff. What do you think has happened since WordPress took over?
Oh, well, I'm guessing they
Nothing.
Right?
The porn is back.
Right.
So like if you go on Tumblr and you start looking for porn, it's once again there, whereas before it was all blocked. So I think WordPress kind of knows where its bread is buttered on this. So it could be kind of interesting.
Right. I mean, yeah, it is what it is. So, they you can't really take over a site and kind of fundamentally change it like that and expect for everybody to just go along with it. So, probably wasn't the smartest idea.
Yeah. We have a comment from Cybersonic8472. I wouldn't trust those online net worth estimates. The guys behind Death Battle looked themselves up and said if they had even a tenth of what they said to have, they would be retired. That's a good point. Mia Khalifa might not actually be worth 2.5 million. However, that's net worth. So that includes her house, her car, like stuff like that. Yeah. But it might also include the value of her Instagram account and her Twitter account as an influencer. So at the very least, I would say $500,000 be like her net worth at the very least. And that's still pretty good. I don't know. Do you guys think $500,000 of net worth is a good price for having had sex for 3 months?
No.
It all depends on who you ask.
Jay says no. 12 months of sex, $500,000. Not a good.
I mean, it's just it's just out there forever,
Yeah.
Like that's the thing. It's like out there forever. So if you had a moral compass change, if you had, if she really, like wanted to run for Congress or something down the road, down the road, it's just forever out there.
Right.
So, like I remember they gave like the Trump's wife, like she got a little hell for, her past photos and stuff kept coming back. I mean, she wasn't the one that run, but it's just forever out. It's out there. Once you put it out there, it's forever out there.
Yeah. Ruin the Man Baby is in the chat. He says, King of the Man Babies, just dropping by to say hi to my bros. Ruin, if you want to join, I'm going to send you a link to come on in if you want to. So let me just do that real quick.
What's
just
up?
In case. You guys want to chat with Mr. Man Baby himself?
Sure. Of course.
Let's see if I can do this real quick. Sorry for the dead air time, guys.
No, that's okay. So yeah, it's like what Jay was saying. It's just like, I mean, money is nice and all, but money's not everything. And sooner or later you're gonna burn through that anyway. But that stuff, especially when you put it on film, that's there forever. That's you can never really get away from that. So, is it worth it? Yeah, it depends on who you ask, I guess.
Well, I also think that there's an unfair stigma for girls who do porn. Like, they're kind of looked down upon. And I don't think a lot of that is warranted. But that's just my personal opinion. Reaction Time 27, watching from Mixer. I love web shows. And we love you. Thank you for watching us. Let's see here. Cybersonic8472 says, just listen to a stream by Matt Pat and he brought out the point that when they put out the nudity ban, the algorithm was way out of whack, and they gave the example of Garfield pics being banned for nudity. Yeah, that's because of the pussycat type stuff, I guess. But yeah, Tumblr, when they did drop the ban hammer on all the pornography that was going on the site, it was a wide swath of stuff that they started cracking down on. Ruin says Stephen Wayne still hiding those good looks. Stephen Wayne art. Nobody knows what he looks like.
I know what he looks like.
A few people know. A few people.
You should let the world know.
Thank you for watching this video. For more movie, TV, and entertainment news and analysis, please be sure to subscribe to this channel and also hit that bell icon so you can be notified every time a new video is posted. And follow me on the socials. You can find me on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. And of course, if you'd like to support the channel, check out my books over on Amazon.com. You can go to Kadish Books, KADISHbooks.com, and go right to my Amazon profile and see the kind of things I offer there. Anyway, guys, this is Matthew Kadish. I'll catch you in the next video.